What's up? What's up? What's up? Good evening to everybody. Good evening out there. Sorry, I don't have a like an intro or anything like that, but you know, this is like a intro is only for like happy segments and stuff like that. But there ain't nothing happy about this one. I'm not happy about this one because I thought we was done with this Frankie Cutler's story already, and I'm getting more messages on my inbox now than when this crisis first started, and I see no end of this story. Like, I'm trying to kill this story already. We're done with the Frankie Cutler story, and all I get is more messages. It almost seems like we're not done. So today I got two special guests, my good boy, my good friend Michael Sanchez, and a new friend that I got. His name is Billy Wright. They're on the line. Mr. Good evening, guys. Are you there?
Yes, we are here. We're here.
Good evening to this very special program tonight. This is the, because this is something else. I don't want to, because I got my freestyle talk, and that's for like freestyle artists, right? So I don't want to be able to mix one thing with the other. So I'm calling this segment, the Freestyle Crisis Center, because it seems like that's what we got over here in our family, like plenty of crisis. And we're not done with this particular crisis, the Cutler story. So my boy Michael, what's up, my bro?
What's going on?
How are you, bro? Why are we done, Michael? Why aren't we done with this particular drama already? Why can't we kill it? What's going on? What's so amazing about this?
Well, the thing is, I see a lot of things on Facebook, and one of the things that caught my attention was I was on one of my friend's pages seeing how his family was doing and everything, and I came across a letter from Eventbrite that somebody had put up. But then I also seen another one that was like a refund letter stating that they put the order number on, they have the first and last name, they have the signature of the person that sent the letter to them, and told them they will receive the money within 5 to 7 days. And to me, something fishy, because the letters that was showed online doesn't have none of that. And it starts with a hello and the person's first name.
Right.
Like, how is that a legitimate letter from a third-party company?
Like,
for the ticket.
Mr. Billy, are you there? Billy?
Yes, I'm here, and I'm another one. And I'm gonna get on that letter topic. You're never gonna find a company that's gonna write to a person and just use their first name and that's it only. I mean, I could see if it turned around and they said, Mr. Frankie Cutlass or Mr. Cutlass. I mean, something to that effect. But you're just talking about, you just mentioned his first name, like hello, Frankie, and I just don't buy it. It just doesn't fly. It looks like if it was just somebody photoshopped the whole thing. And I mean, that to me is like, that's like you just, you defeated the whole purpose. Like, he should never posted that, period. You should have left it alone, period. Should never posted that, because right now the fans are the ones that are hurting, because multiple fans still haven't got their refunds. You can see it all over the Facebook. People are chiming in, people writing, I still don't get my refund. I mean, I don't even understand how. This is another thing. How do you make $92,000 if this is what the case is, and we're talking $92,000? I've done freestyle events in the past. I've known friends, and I've hooked up with friends, and we've done a couple shows here and there. And when you're talking 92,000, listen to the numbers. 92,000. Mm-hmm. Why would you cancel a whole show if you got 92,000? That doesn't make any sense. Usually, a show is canceled only if you don't sell sufficient tickets. So that means you don't have enough funds to pay the artist or to complete paying the artist. So you either postpone it or you cancel and you take a hit. But $92,000, that doesn't make any sense. The person has $92,000
and you're going to cancel a show. That to me, I don't know. You know, you tell me what you think about it.
Yeah. Well, before we go any further, I want to be able to say to all the Frankie fans, because I know Frankie has a lot of fans, a lot of followers, a lot of people that are, you know, like, yo, they really got his back. Call me up if you guys want to say something in Frankie's defense. My Facebook, call me through FaceTime, Bernardo WB GFTV. So you can say, you know, if you know anything, any information that can help out clear Frankie's name, I will appreciate that. So any Frankie fan, any Frankie supporter out there, please call me up, Bernardo WBGF TV through Facebook Messenger. All right, Mr. Right. Mm-hmm.
Let me just. I don't mean to keep cutting you guys off, but I just want to just say that. Why is a man? And I'm going to go into this. Why would you, if you have a situation where it's okay, you have this boat yacht thing gonna happen, and something happens, you have to cancel it. If he was any other person, they would have came on the following day, would have came on and told the fans, hey, listen, there's a situation here, and the situation I'm trying to get it resolved, but for now, I just want you guys to understand that we're having a situation. You got to give me some time so I get back to you guys on it, but not delayed 2 weeks. Let me tell you what happened. In 2 weeks, this is what happened with Frankie Cutlass. Frankie Cutlass had 2 weeks to sit back every single day and figure out every angle and every possibility of what somebody was going to come at him. He had all this time, 2 weeks, for every day, every night to go to sleep and keep thinking over and over and talk to multiple people and also get legal help on what to say, so that way when you came at him 2 weeks later, he had a good story. Because any person, if you're innocent and you didn't do anything and it was a misunderstanding, it don't take 2 weeks for a person to come and now, you know, you shut down the pages, you don't want to be bothered, you hide. It looks like you're hiding completely. And it isn't like, let me phrase it, it's not that you look like you're hiding. You are hiding from your fans. So 2 weeks later, you got a good enough story that whenever somebody comes at you, you can come and say this, that, and the other. But if he was somebody else, he would have came the following day and say, hey, this is what's going on. I personally don't believe Frankie Cutlass. I believe he did it. I believe he messed up. I believe now he really looked into it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I really think the reason why Frankie Cutlass is coming clean now and he made sure the money went back is because of the simple fact somebody told him, and when he got legal representation, somebody told him, hey, listen, buddy, you're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail because let me tell you something. If it was 92 grand involved, and if it was that amount that he had supposedly had taken, anything over $75,000, anything over $75,000 is a second-degree crime, which means he would have had to do 7 to 10 years in jail because of the amount of money that we're talking about. So I think Frankie did it. He realized in 2 weeks I'm going to end up probably going to jail. They're going to prosecute. You probably don't even know. They're probably still investigating him to decide whether they are going to do anything. The only thing that he's got a leg to stand on is that he's turning around now and he's trying to make sure he gets this money back, because if you don't get this money back, it becomes theft by deception. Theft by deception is when you take people's money knowing that you're not going to give them what you told them you were going to give them. That's like right now, I tell you, give me $10,000 to do a job at my house. And I knew that I wasn't going to, I'm not going to do the job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to take your 10 grand. And after I took it, because I told you I was going to do the job, I turn around and say, nah, something came up and I blow you off. That's theft by deception. And I think when he got legal representation and he had 2 weeks to think about it, they told him. And now he knows where he's at. And he's hiding again. Now he's got 1 foot out the door and 1 foot in. He's got freestyle followers, and I respect he's got a bunch. And the ones that are following him are the ones that didn't get burned. The ones that got burnt with the money and the time, they're the ones that are upset. But the ones that didn't, they want to hear a little music here and there that he gets on, that he pays to have all these followers listening in, because everybody knows it's that easy. You get a business account, you pay Facebook X amount of dollars, and guess what happens? I got all these people, my videos coming in on their feed.
Yep.
Without being a friend.
On the phone, we got, because somebody says, who's on the phone? Okay, so we got my good friend, Michael Sanchez, and then we got a new friend from my Facebook friend, Billy Wright. and just a lot of inboxes, a lot of messages to me, about, I'm trying to kill the story. I'm trying, like, let's move on, people. And then I'm getting more messages today, more messages than ever. You know what I'm saying? So please, if you are a Frankie Cutlass supporter, okay, my Facebook Messenger, Bernardo WBGFTV, is it's open. I left it open for you guys. So anyone that wants to call in on behalf of Frankie Cutlass and say be pro Frankie, because around here not a lot of people are being pro Frankie. So if you are pro Frankie and have anything to say on his behalf, and please call me up. I left the lines open. So Michael, what's up, my bro?
Another thing, like Billy said, 92,000. I don't even think that's the correct number. I think it's a totally different number than what he's saying. Like, there's no way for a boat you're gonna sell $92,000 worth of tickets, and I'm just being 1,000% correct.
Michael, so you're saying it's less or it's more?
No, it's less. It's a lot less. It's a lot.
It has to be, because who's gonna listen? Who is gonna have $92,000? If I had $92,000, why are we even at this point where the show was canceled? You got $92,000. Listen, I don't care if you got 10 freestyle acts, you still ain't got $92,000. So my thing is, how do you have 92 grand? I'll tell you what I really think it is. What happens here is you got a promoter, and Frankie Cutler wanted to play promoter. He's not going to sit here and exactly tell you exactly how much this event is, okay? So let me tell you what's going to happen is they're going to make up a big number because of the fact that they don't want people to know that the artists, I don't care. You can have almost all the freestyle artists and they don't add up to 92 grand. Okay, so that's for one. Most of the time, these boat rides are $25. I can understand. Okay, you think you got a couple, whatever. You're charging $100 a person or whatever. You got some VIP. It still ain't gonna come out to no 92 grand. And if say God's blessed that he did get 92 grand, it doesn't make any sense that the show didn't go on. 92 grand. We could have had that show, another show, 10 more shows. We could have went. We'd have been platinum. So the numbers don't match. I think what it is they're throwing out big numbers because they want people to think this is what it costs to do a show on a yacht. And that's only so that way, if there's other promoters out there or people are thinking that they would like to be a promoter, it throws that out your game, because now you're thinking, I need to have this big money.
Mr. Billy, give me a moment. So we got Mona Vargas over here, and the idea is, Mona, please call us up, and because she works for Frankie, and call us up, and instead of writing a comment, call us up. Come through, come live with us, and and say good things. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good things to be said about Frankie Cutlass. All right, Mr. Billy. Mr. Billy.
I'm here.
All right. You were saying?
I'm here, sir. Again, I'm here. Like I said again, I don't have anything against the man. I think the man, he messed up. I think he didn't think this thing clearly. I think he just went and maybe the show went real bad. He didn't know what to do. He decided to cancel it, and he didn't realize this, the repercussions that were going to come with it. But at the same time, he actually hurt the fans, because I'm going to tell you right now, if I lost money, whoever lost money, all the people that lost money and time, what he did was he damaged the freestyle industry. He damaged the freestyle community, because if let's say 100 people or 200 people, let's say there's a few hundred people that had a bad taste in their mouth, even if they got the money back today, tomorrow, 2 weeks later, or they get it back whenever, and they all get their money back. At the end of the day, before somebody now, and this is what he did, he damaged the freestyle community. Before somebody now is going to go buy tickets, like even myself, I would never go to a show that he's on, because I'd be afraid that something would happen and I'd lose my money, especially if you're flying in from out of state, you get in a hotel room, you got to pay for parking. Sometimes parking is $50. And then you got to get to this boat. So now you're talking all this money you spend, so it takes a bad taste in your mouth. So now you got to be afraid of, I spend this money, I'm flying from out of state, I love the freestyle music, I want to be there. And then as soon as I get there, I hear this is what happens. So now I don't know if I want to spend my money. Like, this is what the problem is. Frankie now, honestly, he shouldn't be putting his name on anybody's bill, because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be afraid from the freestyle community that got burnt in the process, that are not going to want to spend the money because they're going to be afraid to deal with him.
I got a comment. I got a comment here. I got a comment, Mister. I got a comment here for you. Good job, caller. You know, something. You know, like what your facts. What you're talking is just. I mean, I you know, you. It's good. It's really good. Michael, what's up, my bro? You still there?
Yeah. No, I'm here. I'm letting Billy explain everything.
Yeah. So then again, let me say it one more time. Anybody on Frankie's defense, they want to call me up through Messenger. Bernardo, WBGFTV, call me up through Messenger. You know, only people on Frankie's team. You know what I'm saying? So to see, you know, they want to say a few words, because I'm pretty sure that, you know, let me tell you something. I got a lot of inboxes. People say that Frankie is making all this up. Like he's making all this up to promote himself. Like, what do you guys think of that?
I mean,
like a stunt, like a publicity stunt so he can get like more, you know, more recognition on the freestyle community.
Well, remember, he couldn't. Go ahead, Billy.
I'm just saying it could be that, but I really don't think it's that. I really think he messed up. But the problem with him is that he's not a humble guy. That's the problem he runs into, is that, okay, you messed up, and okay, you come out and you say, you know, I apologize, I made a mistake, whatever the case might be, and this, that, and the other. But the thing about it is, you have to be humble about this situation. The way he's going about it is, you know, 1 minute he talks okay, he apologizes, and the next minute he's over here yelling and huffing and puffing like he's some guy from the ghetto, like he's back in the barrio somewhere. And I understand, okay, listen, whether you're a gangster, whether he's not a gangster, whether he's the real deal or not the real deal, the problem is that once you're in this music industry, I don't care if you was a killer when you was growing up and you was from the Bronx or whatever. You know, I'm just giving an example.
Give me a moment here. Give me a moment here. Billy Wright. His name is Billy Wright. Billy Wright and Michael Sanchez are on the phone with me today. Yes. Go ahead, Billy.
What I'm trying to get to is whether the man, however he was brought up, whether he was a tough guy, whether he was not a tough guy, whether he was bullied, whether he was not bullied. What I'm trying to get at is Frankie Cutlass, whoever he is not humble. He has not humbled himself. When you get into a situation like this where you mess up, and that's what he did, he messed up here, he should have stepped out and said, okay, he did apologize. But then after that, you still got to stay humble, because you know you messed up, and you still got to. You just can't think, okay, well, because I still have a good amount of people that still follow me. You still don't want to leave a bad taste in anybody's mouth. So what I'm trying to say is, he can't be chiming on. He can't be talking nasty to people. He can't even listen. He should have never came on your show one day talking about, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Listen, you should be begging the people, because right now he's lost multiple people because of his action. And if I was in the business like he's in the music industry, I want everybody to love me, not just 100 people or 200 or a few thousand. I want everybody to love me, because that way you eliminate, and people are still going to want to come. They're going to want to come to the freestyle shows. But now you're going to have, wherever he goes, Frankie Cutlass goes now, wherever he goes, he's going to have a big section of people that are going to be there following him, and he's going to have another section in there that's going to be in there probably giving him problems because of his actions. He's not humble.
Billy, Billy, I got a lot of people here. Billy, you're right. Caller is on point. And then, yeah, and then I got Mona. Please call me up through Messenger. Don't write it in the comments. She said Frankie Cutlass forever. Like, come through and say the same thing, but over here. You know, Michael, you were gonna say something.
We're not listening. A lot of people are misunderstanding what we're talking about here. We're not saying that, and I understand all the ones that do follow him and say, Frankie forever. Listen, that is good and dandy. We're not saying not to follow the guy. We're not saying that you can't love the guy. We're not saying that you can't be his friend. All we're just trying to say is that, listen, he has to, if he's going to stay in the music industry, he has to be a person that tries at least to please everybody, because that's the reason you're in the business. You're in the business to please people, make them happy, and that them people go and tell more people, and they come, and now before you know, you got more and more people that are following you. But not the way he's doing it now, where, okay, he has an event, He disappears for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay, then he doesn't have an answer until 2 weeks later. He's got an attitude. He's talking bad to people. When he gets upset, he just talks out of his mouth. He does like a Donald Trump. They just say whatever they want to say, and that's not what you do if you want to keep the freestyle community. If I was an artist, I would cut him off, because that can also damage the artists who are dealing with him, because there's going to be people now that are going to say, you know what, I'm not going to go see Cynthia. I'm not going to go see Lizette Melendez. I'm just giving an example. I'm not going to go see such and such because Frankie is on the bill DJing that night. You see what I'm trying to say? That can damage that event. I'm just giving a future event can be damaged because he's spinning, and now you got all these other guys like, no, I'm not going. Or you got people say, I'm going to go over there, but now I'm going to help sabotage his night because I don't like him.
Yeah.
Well, another thing, Bernardo, when you had him on the show the other day, when you said, "Oh, you have 5 minutes," another thing, you're an image, you're a public figure. You don't say, "Yo, I got pictures of females inboxing me nude." Come on, bro. You're a public figure. You don't stoop down to the level of somebody else to get yourself out of the end, like you already done it. That's it. Just it is what it is. You don't try to bring nobody down with you.
Yeah. Let me tell you something that is very. Let me say something curious over here. So this is the reason why I created this. It sounds funny, but Freestyle Crisis Center, because it is. A lot of people calling me since I'm doing this live thing. A lot of people call me with information. Okay, listen to Mr. I need to you guys to lower down the volume because I get the feedback. Listen to a message that I'm getting a lot from different sources. I'm getting a message that says Frankie Cutlass is doing this to raise awareness for his name because he wants to run for mayor of his community. Like he's building this because he wants to, doing that. And then I hear like who in the hell tells him that if he can't, do business like take care of a boat situation, who is he? Like how does he qualify to be the mayor of his city or like a mayor of a? And I'm getting this message a lot now. You get it?
Wow.
You
cannot.
Like he wants like a political, this is what he's trying to do, like to get his foot in the door, will raise awareness for him. He become famous because he wants to be like in the political career in the future.
Well, this ain't gonna help him. This right here, this stunt right here. 1 minute he apologizing, and the next minute he's a bully. You can't do that. You can't be a bully 1 minute. And the next minute you want to be in politics or you want to be a little bit humble. He's not listening, man. It's not humble.
Mr. Billy, you sound like you got your mind put together. Is this, for example, if somebody wanted to be like a political, like go into like the political career, is this a good move for he's doing? If he wants to go that route?
No, this is not a good move at all because again, all he had to do, listen, and I'm telling you now. All he had to do is following day, get up. All he had to do was do a little quick live, and he could have just said the following day when this situation happened, excuse me, everybody, listen, I know you guys were affected by the situation that happened yesterday. My apologies, but we are working on it. It's not only me involved, it's somebody else and me involved. We're working on it now to resolve the situation. Once I get more information, I'll get back to you. That's all Frankie had to do. Not hide, not disappear, not run and get legal. Listen, anytime somebody hides for 2 weeks, anytime you got to go get legal representation, that means you're hiding something. You knew that you did something wrong, and you're trying to make sure that you don't get jammed over it. When all you have to do was something simple. If I didn't do anything,
Marisol Rodriguez says Frankie does not have a chance in politics, especially NYC. Yeah. And then Frank Perez says Frankie Cutlass run with Trump. Like, yeah, funny stuff. So yeah, because it's like
he has a better chance. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Frankie Cutlass has a better chance of being a chef or something, being like having a cooking show or something. Because the man looks like he eats the whole fucking house. So I'm gonna tell you right now, he looks like he's the whole house. If he come to your house, he gonna eat your house. He gonna eat you. He might even eat you, Bernardo, if you stay too long around him. So that's what I'm saying. He should have like a cooking show.
Yo. So okay, so we need someone, please, somebody in Frankie. Yeah, we need someone, Frankie's people, Mona, Frankie's people, because I know that Frankie's loved by a lot of people. And for example, you guys saw this. We had a guy named Angelo Martinez that I took a Facebook bullet for Frankie. That's how much he's loved. And
Angela, where's Angela?
No, Mr. Angelo Martinez, if you're here, please call us up. He took a Facebook bullet, and somebody had inboxed me saying that the Frankie Cutlass, in reward to Angelo Martinez, made him his road manager. So he's been promoted. He's doing good.
Oh my God! That means he must have. Oh my God! He must have licked the balls and everything.
Angelo, come on.
He licked the ball. Whistled.
Angelo Martinez. No. Okay.
Like that is
No, people, let's not get carried away here. Okay, let me be in Angelo. Come on. Let's be fair because people.
You are promoted.
No, let's be fair right here. Okay, because I will not take a Facebook bullet for anybody. And literally, Angelo Martinez, he came through, and this guy is swinging left and right. Like, don't touch my boy Frankie. Don't touch my boy Frankie. So, I want to have me a few Angelo Martinez around me, bro, because I don't got that.
I don't really. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't really think Angelo. I don't even really think he really knows the guy. I think he's seen him on Facebook. He's infatuated with the guy. He sees that he has a big following, and I think he just jumped on the bandwagon. I really don't think he really knows him. He might have just seen him like walking down a road somewhere, and he wanted to be like a big time follower. So he said, "This is my time. To
guys,
go in here and put some word in, and boom."
Listen to this, Marisol Rodriguez. She said, "Frank wants to be in politics. The first thing the Vulture are going to pull out how much he owes in child support."
Oh my God! And he owes child support too. And he's over here talking about 92,000. What else about 92,000? And I bet you don't owe that much. He don't owe 92,000. Maybe that was what the money was for.
Yo, he don't
has to pay child support.
He don't
owe
that anymore.
Well, he did marry that young lady there.
Wow.
Oh my God! I can't believe how you owe child support and you over here trying to do events. What you need to do is stop paying Facebook to get more viewers and go ahead and pay the child support. That's what he needs to do. And how's he gonna pay Angela with some views? Come on, Angela.
Let's not disrespect Angela, please. Come on, people. Let's not cross the line. Let's not cross the line, people. Let's not cross the line. Respect.
We're gonna give him a 6-piece chicken. Fucking chicken.
Yeah. So
listen, if I was the man, the best thing for him to do right now, he needs to come out. He needs to apologize for real, not that fake stuff that he did. Apologize for. And he really probably needs to do a whole big event and bring out all the people that were affected by it, and don't charge them a dime. Don't charge them a dime. Bring them out and don't charge them a dime, and apologize to these people the right way. Not 1 minute I'm angry and I'm trying to bully people, and like right now he's trying to bully people on Facebook. Who does that? You're supposed to be this guy that's supposed to be Mr. Frankie, the boss, and you over here trying to bully people. Listen, you can't bully people on Facebook. It's Facebook. That's gonna be another segment. Frankie the bully boss.
Yeah.
The bully boss.
Yeah.
I need a Frankie. Hey, don't talk about me like that, motherfucker. Frankie, get him.
You ready?
Freedom of we got my girl here. She's saying freedom of speech, Bernardo. Let them vent. But I want to let them vent. But I also want, first of all, I want to always keep it, decent and respectable, and I don't want no one to cross nobody's line over here. So, But in behalf of Frankie's defense, please, can somebody? Frankie's got a lot of supporters. Why isn't people supporting Frankie's supporter calling me over here on my Facebook Messenger? It's open right here. The lines are open. It's Bernardo WBGFTV and defend Frankie. Okay, Michael.
Hey Bernardo, I got the new intro for Monday Night Freestyle Classic. Warning, the buffet is open.
The buffet is open.
Oh my God! Let me tell you something. Every time I see that picture, it makes me laugh. I mean, you even had to see that Stevie B brought it up. I mean, I can't believe Stevie B. But you know, it's what it is. What it is. If the man had not did what he did, and he would have stayed on the path that he should have stayed on, he wouldn't be in this predicament. And then for him to be upset because you got half of the freestyle community that loves him because they want to hear the freestyle music, and then you got the other half that's upset with him because of what he has done to them, not refunding them in a timely manner, making them go crazy, talking like he's crazy, acting like he's a big bully. I don't even know how he thinks he's a big bully, because he's not. He's like a little bear. He's just like a hungry little bear. And soon, I think with all the stuff that's going on now, Frankie might be like 100 pounds by next week because of the stress level he's got to be under.
What's the damage report? Can somebody out there tell me the damage report to the freestyle family with all this Frankie? Are we loving freestyle? Are we hating? Are we going out to the shows? Are we supporting? What's the damage report? Michael.
I just have to say, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut it, but I just have to say one more thing.
Okay, I got a caller here. Give me a second.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hello.
How are you, señorita?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
¿Cómo está? So what do you think about our conversation today about this, the subject that won't die? I'm trying to kill this subject and it just won't die.
Okay. Apparently you're not killing it because you're still talking about it.
No, I'm not.
I got it. The fans that paid for that vote are ticked off. I got that. And they have every right to be. Let's move past it. Keep it rolling, because at the end of the day, people are going to say that they're promoters and managers and all of that stuff. Listen, play some music and let Frankie work out his own issues. You know what I'm saying? He robbed guys, and I got that. It is wrong. I am not justifying what he did. But at the same token, this has been talked about for 3 weeks already. It's getting boring and it's getting irrelevant.
Okay. But Michael?
Well, maybe she's just a boring person, and that's what the situation is. Or maybe she's just a person
who
was not affected by the situation, and that's why she's able to say what she's able to say.
One at a time, please. One at a time, please.
Let me correct you. I am a very fair person, and I got that. The fans are pissed off. Okay, I got that. But however, it's becoming an everyday thing. And the only people that should really be talking about it are the ones that lost their money, and they have voiced their opinions. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Listen, I'm not on Frankie's side, and I've always said that. I'm on the fan side. You know what I'm saying? But
no, you're not. You're not on the fan side, because had you been on the fan side, you would have been on the right side. I'm Billy Wright, and that's why I'm always right, because I'm Billy Wright. And if you would have been you would have been affected by it. Your money would have been affected. Had you got a plane ticket, came from another state, had you got a hotel room, had you got some shoes, got pretty, you was going to the event, and then when you got there, the door was closed, and you're sitting here, it's freezing, it's cold out, whatever the case might be, and you was not affected by it. That's why you could sit here and say that there was a lot of people affected by it, and he damaged the freestyle community, because now it's a lot of people that's not going to want to pay to see freestyle because of his actions.
And I agree with you 1,000%. But you got me confused with a non-comment, honey. I never said that. Okay? What I'm telling you is that we got it. The fans are pissed. People flew in. They got hotels. Those are the facts. And listen,
paid for a babysitter.
There's nothing right about what he did. I am not condoning what he did. But come on, man. This is already 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? The other day, Bernardo had a show, okay? And everybody was on his ass talking about your numbers are dropping. Have you seen his numbers dropping? And he's still talking about Frankie. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? Listen.
The numbers here is not a problem. The numbers. Let me explain to you how this number thing works. A lot of these people, you guys get confused about the numbers drop, the numbers come, the numbers go. If we want to hit 1 million people, just like Frankie's hitting 1 million people, all we have to do is we open a Facebook account. Okay, you get a business account, and what you do is you pay Facebook, and you say, hey, I want to send this. I want to hit everybody in New York City. I want to hit everybody in Philly. I want to hit everybody in Cali, and I want to hit everybody in Miami. And you pay just like Frankie pays. So the viewers go bananas because it just pops up on your feed. How many times you look at a commercial that pops up on your phone when you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook? So it's all about, listen, the numbers go up and down.
Yep.
You're right about that. I can't even argue with you. You're right about that. You're right about
but the fans need
that
to listen. The fans need to know the same way he left these people in the dark for 2 weeks. He left them in the dark for 2 weeks. The fans need to know what's going on because the followers need to know what's going on because at the end of the day, this might be done to somebody else. It could be a relative of yours. It could be somebody else that it happens to. And at the end of the day, all these people are going to be like, well, why didn't anybody say anything? Because you know why? We kept it underground. So then what happens is you keep it underground and you don't tell anybody. It's like right now, you go to this guy and you tell this guy, I want you to do something for me. I want you to fix my house and I'm going to give you $5,000. And you give the guy $5,000. He turns around and he doesn't do the job and he steps off. Now, you say, no, leave it alone, don't say nothing to nobody, so we don't tell nobody anything. And guess what? He does it again, and he does it again. The same thing with Frankie. Nobody knows what's going on because everybody wants to keep it hush. So you keep it hush, and then when he does it again and again, and he burns people that we know, they're not going to know, and they're going to get burned because they don't know, because everybody's like, no. Frankie just fucked up one time. Let's just keep it on the down low. That's not what you do. You got to let everybody know what's going on, because at the same time, the man apologized. He's not humble. He didn't come out and do anything to really rectify the problem. He should have came out and not be a bully like he's been doing lately. He should have came out, do a big event, do a free event, bring the people out, show them that you really are apologetic to this, and maybe people would be more happy with him. But his actions,
I agree
he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve what you're asking.
I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree.
Ma'am,
with you.
can I ask you a question? Ma'am, can I ask you a question? Say, for example, if Frankie,
answer, please.
Mommy, if Frankie was to run for mayor, would you vote for him?
Fuck no, with a capital F, and I don't curse. No.
Why not?
And Mona, hold on a minute. And Mona, if you got balls, call in and talk to me direct. Stop talking shit, because you're the first dick ride, understand? And I'm going to tell you like this. I am not on Frankie's side, so you better recognize who you talking to, okay? I'm not a new jack, and I have been in the business for quite some time. So when you could do what I do, come talk to me.
Oh, sure.
So once again, I'm going to clarify what I said. I agree. I don't know who's on the phone, but I agree.
We got Mike. We got my boy. We got my boy Miguel. Miguel, Michael, and then we got a new friend of mine on Facebook, Billy. Billy, right? He's on the line right here. But when I spoke, I literally spoke to Billy, and when I spoke to Billy, I literally called him because he was messaging me. And I'm like, you know what, Billy, you gotta come on the show because your point of view is very unique. Yeah.
First of all.
Listen, Bernard, only guy I'm gonna say, you know what? At this point, whatever she wants to say, I'm probably gonna go with it because she's got a sexy voice. She's got a hell of a sexy voice. And I think we do whatever she said. We're gonna go with it. I think that's what we should do.
No. We're not going to do that because you know what? I'm fair, and you know what? It's like I said. I don't agree with anything that he did, okay? And I'm 100% for the fans. And I just said it. You heard it from my mouth, okay? You didn't hear it from a recorded line. This is me live, okay? But however, I will tell you that, you know what, Mona, you could just shut the fuck up because you don't even know what you're talking about. But anyway, let's keep it going, okay? You know what? you are 1,000% right, and you obviously know what you're talking about because you've been in the game for quite some time, just like I have, okay? And we know how the ins and the outs work in the freestyle or any music community. You understand what I'm saying? When you go around saying you lost $90,000 right there off the back, that's a damn lie. Because let me tell you something, not even a Trump convention costs $90,000. I don't give a shit who you are. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. I mean,
you know what?
You're 100% right. And that's what we were talking about earlier. But you know what? You know what I was trying to tell you. The problem here is that there's like in my case, I'm a fan of. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a fan of Frankie's. Okay, I really do love the man's work. I really love him when he gets on and he spins. But the problem here is that he hurt me and he hurt other people by his actions. And that's where the problem is, that we can love your work, we can love what he does, but if you hurt us this way, you just lost the trust. And that's what I'm saying, that Frankie has to do something down the road to gain the trust of the followers, the fans. And that's where we stand. Like, you know, we love the guy at one point, but then he comes 1 minute and he does this, and then he also comes with an attitude and he's not humble about it. So it's kind of like, where do you stand? Like, you're a fan of his and you love the guy and you love his work, but then all of a sudden he gets a nasty attitude and he does what he does. He's got to do something to win back the heart of the people.
Well, let me rehash what was said when he did call in. Okay, he did say, and again, right after apologizing, he put everybody down by saying the DJs out there, y'all just jealous because you're not as big as I am. The only place that you're big at is your mouth and your stomach, okay? Because you ain't big anywhere else. Because there's bigger DJs out there. And I'm sorry, but there is, okay? And number two, DJs like me and people that are on the radio station like I am, okay? I don't have to worry about somebody else paying me. Because I get my dimes in other ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Number three, I don't have to be on his payroll because from what I hear, he don't have one. Okay. So you could take your comments to the girl and shove them where the sun don't shine, because you don't know what you're talking about.
We want to get Mona on the line.
Get her on the line.
Yeah.
Get her on the line, please.
I don't have the capacity to get one.
Hey, Bernardo.
Mister?
Bernardo, I respect her for everything she said right now.
Yeah.
Get her on the line.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for calling.
She sounds like a good.
Yeah, I want to leave the line open.
No. I'm not getting off. You're going to get her on the phone.
I can't get her on the phone. I don't have no more space here for anybody else.
Well, hang up on somebody else because she needs to go get at her.
I can't.
Not a man.
But I would like someone like a real big Frankie Cutlass supporter to come through. And just like be on his behalf, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I have to tell you, a lot of people out there, people inbox me against Frankie, but a lot of people inbox me saying, yo, Frankie is the nicest guy. Frankie,
you know what? I'm sorry, Mona.
The job that he's done for the community, like this guy is doing a lot for his community.
No, you know what? Hold on. I'm sorry, Mona. You won't get your paycheck if you get on. Bye, Felicia.
Come on, people.
No, she's my hero. She's my hero.
She is the best. I love her. I love her already.
That's why I call this the Freestyle Crisis Center, because, man, I know other genre has crisis, but not like our genre. Our community is full.
You know why it's a crisis? Because you got stupid
Bernardo
little girls.
Billy.
You got stupid little girls like this one
at a time,
talking shit that she don't know what she's talking about. It's people like her that make the genre real bad. And it's people like her that shouldn't even be on the live because she don't know what she's talking about. That's right, baby. I'm still around. You want to know why? Because I know what I'm talking about. You don't. So once again, your point is invalid. Get off of the live, little girl.
Michael, you were saying?
So, like another thing is, and I think Billy will agree with me this also, when you do an event like that and you work with somebody as a partner, right?
Right.
shouldn't you know how that person is as a partner? If what kind of person that is? If he's good, bad, if he steals or anything like that, shouldn't you know that stuff before going into partnership with them?
Right.
I think you should. That should be a number one thing. If you're going to do business with somebody, you're supposed to know. Second, at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest with you. I've done shows in the past, and you need your own money first. Meaning, you're not going to do an event if you don't have your own money, because you have to have your own money, so that way, if the event goes bad and you still have to do it, you still have the money to pay the people. Not do what happened here, where okay, something happened, something went wrong, they didn't get sufficient tickets probably sold, so they canceled the event. Or what they should have done was just change the event for a different date and then still try to sell more tickets, whatever the case might be. But you're supposed to have your own money, so if something goes wrong, whether you take a hit as a promoter, you pay the people. Listen, whether it's 100 people come out, whether it's 50, they come out, listen, this is what it is. You have to have the money to pay. And a lot of times these guys, the promoters, don't have the money. So they try to wing it by selling tickets. And when the ticket sales don't get sufficient, they cancel the event. And then the people that did spend the money get hurt.
There's one comment that says, whoever was talking is disrespectful and very ghetto. And then the other comment from a lady named Belisa, she said, who's the girl that was talking? I love her. So, like, 1 and 1.
You know what?
See that? You might have to bring it to your other.
I don't care if I'm loved or hated. You know what? This is America, and I have freedom of speech. For those little girls that don't know what that means, read your amendment, you idiot.
Mm. Yep. Well, then again, for every action, there's an equal reaction. So Frankie, unfortunately, you know, let me tell you something. I'm not hating Frankie. I think the guy is very talented, and but I think he messed up on this one. So him disappearing for 2 weeks or 1 week, now we got to do like 1 more week of all this until we can really get it out of our system. That's what I'm seeing over here. So, yeah.
You know what? You can't take the facts away that he's a good DJ, because that he is.
Yes.
He's a wonderful DJ. I don't take that away from him. But however, when you go and you screw all these people out of flights, hotel rooms, money, food. Some girl says she was molested or something like that on there.
Yeah.
Listen, those are serious allegations, man.
Yeah.
Because if it were my daughter that came home and said that, guess what? I'm going to find you and I'm going to whip your ass. You're going to lose about 800 pounds after I get done with you.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Somebody, I had a guy telling me, you wanna interview the lady that got sexually assaulted. I'm like, I'm not even touching that. Like, no,
we don't touch that.
No, we don't touch that.
No, but there's something that I do want to touch on real fast. That now that she's on the line, because we're trying to get this out and everything. Okay, now one other thing that disturbed me about him is when he called Bernardo for 5 minutes, and he told him, okay, you only got 5 minutes, whatever. He kind of did it in a bully manner. If you're talking about what happened in your situation, there's no reason for Frankie. I mean, you would have to go back. I don't know if you heard it when he had Frankie had the conversation on one of his shows. Frankie goes into all these girls. That's what he says. All these girls, better don't fuck with him, because all these girls, you've been sending me naked pictures, and I'll blast you. I'll put it out there. So my thing is, how's a professional that he's supposed to be in the spotlight of the freestyle community going to put on this 5-minute segment here on the show? All you girls out there, y'all hating on me, don't keep doing this, because if you do, I'm going to put all the naked pictures that you sent me. So my thing is, why, Mama? Why would he do that? Why would he even say that? If they did send it to you, your sexual,
you know what?
That's between him and them, not put it on me.
That goes to show you what a coward he is, because only a coward and a man with no balls does things like that. Because you know what? If a man said to me, I'm going to put up a naked photo of you, I'm going to tell him, I dare you. Go ahead. Because you know what? Just like everybody else has receipts, so do I. It ain't nothing but a screenshot and a phone call. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. Michael?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you Why would you tell these girls, like, you better stop? Because he said it. He was like, I can see you girls in the chat room. That's what he said. I can see y'all writing. He was telling in the 5-minute segment there that he was like, I can see you girls writing in here. Those of y'all writing in here, don't keep doing it, because I'm gonna blasting you with these naked pictures that you sent him. Like, for one, I really don't see that many girls doing that to him. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe to them they think he is some hot stuff. I don't know. Do you think he's hot?
I gotta. What's your name, sweetheart? I'm sorry.
Billy.
What's your name?
Miss Billy.
I'm here.
Okay, Billy. Let me tell you something. Now, think before you answer. Okay, if you're a girl, okay, just make believe you're a girl for a minute there. Okay, would you send Frankie a naked picture of yourself, and why? Really?
Maybe they trust him. I don't know.
Why,
I mean, listen, I'm not saying they can't send it, but my thing is, even if they did, why would you say that on Facebook where everybody and their mom is going to see and hear you saying that, the guy that's supposed to be sorry for his actions, and now you're going to turn around and say, oh, I see you in the chat room, and you know what, you keep playing around, I'm going to let these people know and post these naked pictures of you, that all the girls that are in here talking bad and negative about me. That's not what you do. If they sent that to you, that's a blessing for him. He should be happy that they sent him these pictures, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that's good for him. But how are you going to put them out there like that if they did do that? I mean, that to me is unprofessional. And him being a DJ, like I said, his music is great. He's a great DJ, but he doesn't know how to humble himself. He bashes. Listen, how many times you go on his show, and instead of having a show, he's bashing other DJs and other artists.
What a humble person does? I'm going to tell you what a humble and a noble person does. They come on a live, or they call in and they say, listen, I had an issue, but besides that, I apologize to all of you guys that spent all that money on flights, on hotels, and just because I canceled it, guess what I'm going to do? I'm throwing a free show, and everybody whose name I see on that Eventbrite, you're all getting in for free, okay? And that should have been the end of the conversation. But when you stand there and you put women down and say, I'm going to put your naked photos out there, and all you DJs suck, that's not an apology. That's some bitch assness.
Yeah. In behalf of Frankie's defense, ma'am, he did say that to me. And when he was here, he said, if I'm anywhere and anyone can prove to me that, you know, that they were there, like I'm going to bring them in free admission, and who knows all the amounts of stuff that Frankie's going to do to make it up to them. He said it over here. So I hope
I was on there when he said it.
I hope he keeps that promise.
But you know what? Have you seen him do anything?
Because he hasn't had a show yet. So as soon as we'll see. Maybe, you know, Michael.
But you know what? I'm going to give credit when credit is due. The thing is,
go ahead.
Sammy Zone was on the radio, and he said the one thing, and he's not even the person who's supposed to be even offering it. He even said, if you bought tickets for that boat party, go to my event, and you'll get in for free with your ticket. Just show your ticket.
I love that from Sammy. Very nice.
That was excellent.
That was excellent.
Yeah. And you know what? I agree with you 1,000%. You know what? Again, where credit is due, you give it.
Yep.
Because that's what honest people do. But when you're going to get on a live and say, first of all, you coming on a show, you're coming on somebody else's live, you don't tell them you got 5 minutes. Who is you? Who are you? That's number one. Number two, I'll explain something else to you. When you get on there and you start bashing other DJs, let me tell you something. I'm proud of what I do, okay? I'm very proud of what I do.
Yeah, I
love my music.
I do.
I'm proud of what I do.
I would like to see maybe Frankie. I'm not hating on Frankie, but I would like to see him tone it down. Like, for example, the other day he said something about the police officers, and I didn't like that. We don't. Yeah. And
you know what's sad? You know what's sad?
I didn't like
that I'm an ex-police officer. I am an ex-police officer. And I wish I would have heard that, because I would have ripped him on that 800-pound ass and he asshole.
Yeah. No, we love our police officers. You know, they're out there risking their lives for us, so we don't yeah. No.
You know what? You don't. One thing you don't do is disrespect women. I take that personally, and I'm gonna tell you why. I was disrespected for many years, and you know what? Until finally I got my respect, and I'll be damned if somebody's gonna come in here and respect a woman, because you know what? I will come at you like a piranha.
Yep. Billy?
Yes. A woman should always be respected, and I think in his book he's not respecting the women because he feels that I'm Frankie Cutlass, I'm the boss, and he's gonna push his weight around, and if he can get to and do whatever he wants to do to a woman and get away with it, he gets away with it. And then at the end of the day,
Billy, let me ask you a question. Billy, let me ask you a question because you are a well-centered person. Did you think he crossed the line with this police officer statement or little? Did he cross the line?
Yes, he crossed the line. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said it earlier in the show. The reason Frankie Cutlass disappeared for 2 weeks, and this is actually from experience and everything else that I know. He had 2 weeks to figure out, get legal representation, and when he found out through his legal representation, which is his lawyer, that he could and would be prosecuted because of the amount of money that wasn't paid back, I think that's where he turned around and said, you know what, I better make sure this money gets back. I better make sure this gets refunded. Because let me tell you, if he had not refunded all this money, and depending on the amount of money, after a few $1,000s, after a few $100s, it becomes a felony. So Frankie Cutlass would have did time. He might have not did a forever time, but he would have been doing some time because of the fact that anything over a few $100 becomes a felony. So I think, he had 2 weeks to figure out what angle do I come with this. Now, if he could have figured out, he could have kept the money, he would have kept the money. But once you find out, your lawyer says, hey, you better give this back because they're going to charge you. And that's his, the promoter guy that was dealing with him, he said it on one of the segments. He said, right now I can't speak too much because, they had questioned me. He mentioned that law enforcement, and the way he spoke about it, he was talking about law enforcement had questioned him, and he's in an investigation. So that's why Frankie has to even be more careful because now you're under investigation. And maybe he gets lucky and he gets away with it because he's paid the money back. But in reality, had he not, he was going to do time. And that would have been the end of his whole career.
Billy, you are 1,000% right, except I got to make one correction. Okay? And trust me, because I'm in law enforcement, I know. There is no investigation. I'm going to tell you that much. Okay?
Say this again. I couldn't hear you say it one more time.
She said there was no investigation. There was no investigation.
However, I will tell you that as an ex, and I will say it again, ex-officer, okay, I will tell you, I feel disrespected. You want to know why? Mm-hmm. Because let me tell you something. Let's just say, Cutlass had a heart attack. Who's the first person he's going to be dialing? Yep. 911. Right. And when you call 911, who are the first responders? It's not an ambulance. A police officer shows up first. So, yes, I feel very well disrespected. Yes. But you know what? That's besides the point. The ones who are more disrespected are those poor people that went out there and saved and sprinted their money to go have a good time for a birthday or for a loved one or an anniversary or whatever it may have been. That's disrespectful. Yeah. And then for you to come on here and start talking about you're going to apologize, but in the same sentence, you're going to talk about everybody else out there in a derogatory way, you don't earn my respect. I'm sorry.
Richard James says that $2,000 is a felony. Billy, $2,000 is a felony.
Like I said, it's over a certain amount. They have different degrees. But since he kept talking about $92,000, whatever, like I said, I never said that he was under investigation. What I said was the promoter that was on the show had said that the way he spoke that he was under investigation. But I was saying that, and what I'm saying in my opinion is, had he not paid the money back, then he would have been charged.
Right.
There would have been no doubt in my mind. Once a few people, and she was also, like you said, she's an ex-law enforcement. She knows what I'm talking about. He would have been charged for theft by deception.
Billy, Russ said this would turn into a civil matter, probably have to go through small claim court. That's what Russ said.
Let me tell you something.
Well, no. Listen, small claims court, you're talking $5,000. That's small claims court.
Exactly.
But when you're talking over $5,000, he's talking about $92,000. If he's talking $92,000, you're talking about a second-degree felony. So we're talking about jail time. So he's not. We're not talking about. Like I said, you get a bunch of people that would have went in there and said, "Listen, I gave 100. I gave 100." After a while, if it adds up and these people do show up and they go to court, they're going to charge him. They would have charged him. So that's where the problem came in, where he needed legal representation.
Well, you know what?
I don't know what was on his mind, why he did it.
Franny Friend says no matter the amount, it's a civil suit.
How come all these people don't get together?
It's a what?
Everybody that owes money,
ma'am.
And make
no, it's
it
not a civil suit because of the fact that it's not a civil suit like that because of the fact that you can't. It's called theft. Listen to the words. Whoever's on who's writing, it's called theft by deception because of the fact that if you can prove that Frankie Cutlass had in his mind, this is what theft by deception comes in. If you can prove that Frankie Cutlass already knew that he was going to do this boat thing and cancel it and take the people's money, then it's theft by deception. But I understand what he's trying to say, but that wouldn't fly if it's too much money. When it's too much money involved like that, and you got people crying and people upset about the situation, no, it's going to become a felony because there's too many thousands involved. They're going to put him in jail. It's not going to be no civil. That's not that kind of case. You're talking about taking people's money, and you knew, especially if you could prove that Frankie already had intentions. If they could prove he had intentions to, I'm going to do this party, but I'm going to turn around and get this money. Then I'm going to cancel and I'm going to step off. Now, if you can prove it, then he's going to get he would have got a charge. He would have charged you. The other way, I understand what that person's saying, but now when you're talking about thousands of dollars, you're talking about
But you know what?
That's not that he would have been.
I think that you guys missed the whole interview at the very beginning that he did, because he said, I had a problem with Facebook, and that's why all my pages were shut down. But then a girl went on there, not on the live, but in the comments, and she said, well, if you had an issue with Facebook, what does that have to do with you shutting down the event? So he tried to go from Facebook to shutting the event. The Eventbrite sent all of the refunds. But you know what? The truth is, I could take a letter and I could white out some stuff, retype it, and make it the way I want you to look. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I said that wrong.
That is correct.
I could take a piece of paper, white it out, and type in what I want you to think it says.
Yeah, one second over here. It says, Jacob said, Sal from Fever Record better never add Frankie Cutlass to any event because people will get robbed again.
Sal won't mess with a monkey like him. I personally know Sal, and he will not deal with him.
Okay.
And you know what? That person is basically saying, like what I was saying earlier. Now you have a situation where you got this guy, Jacob. He's just one person, but there's probably multiple Jacobs that are going through the same situation. They're going to be afraid if he's on a Fever Records bill or he's on some other bill, that they're going to be afraid to give their money and something's going to go wrong. Maybe that's not going to be the case because, you know, Sal Abatello, he's on point with his stuff. But if he's got Frankie, say, spinning one night at his event, if you get a bunch of Jacobs, and I'm not saying that, you know,
excuse me, Victor said, how about Sal using the real artist? Like, yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, I understand that. Like, yeah, I think that's another kind of crisis.
That's another topic.
That's another topic. That's another.
Yeah, that's a real big topic there.
That's another freestyle crisis for another day.
You know what, Bernardo?
Yeah, you're right.
You got the next segment for your next show.
Hey, Miss Ma'am, I think we got in freestyle. I think we got probably like 100 episodes, in you know, or 200. I think we got shows here for a while because if there's one thing that we got in freestyle is plenty of crises. But that's good. It's good because that way we can people need to vent, and that's how we grow. That's how we make this thing better, and and bring back freestyle.
You know what? Let me just let the viewers know and the listeners that when you buy tickets to an event, right? Let's say I live in California and there's an event in New York, and I really want to go to that event. Okay, I pay for my ticket. Now it's up to me to get from Cali to New York to go to this event that I really want to go to. And a lot of people on here talking about what about hotels and what about the rooms. In this particular case, I would say go after him for your ticket money, your hotel room, and your flights. Because you know what? It wasn't canceled because of rain or snow or a shootout. It was canceled for unknown reasons. Okay?
So yes, you're 100% right.
Yep.
I like what she said. She's right. She's 100% right. There was no snow. There was no super mega storm coming through. There was no. What was the reason to cancel? To this day, we still don't know.
No, you know what he said though. He did say something though.
The only storm that I know of. The only storm that I know of is me right now.
Ma'am, if you decide to run for any kind of political seat, I'll vote for you. You got my vote.
Actually,
I'll be honest with you. I think he canceled the event because he knew there was a buffet going on somewhere. He was there. He couldn't make it. He was stuck. He was full.
I keep on. There's a lot of comments here from different people saying Frankie is here. Frankie is
Frankie, so
here.
Get on. All right, Frankie. So get on and say what you gotta say. But if you're gonna get on, at least be humble with yourself.
Yes. Say it again, baby. I want you to say it one more time. That's what he has to do to bring the freestyle to love him again. Not just have some people love. Say it again one more time. He needs to humble himself, not be the bully that he's been lately. That's not the way for him to keep going. Like I said, I still love Frankie. I still love his music. I still love what he does, but he's not humble and he's bullying his way around. That's not how you do it if you're trying to do business like that. You can't have business. And listen, nobody's going to sign you. If you were going to sell T-shirts and you're going to do some type of business, nobody wants to deal with you if you're 1 minute fighting with these people, fighting with these DJs, telling people I'm going to put your naked pictures out if you keep talking about me. That's not what you do.
This is one thing
you
that
apologize.
I don't think we're on the same page. One second. I don't think we're on the same page here with Frankie because we are adults. And then Frankie is got he represents a behavior that we no longer have.
Somebody updated.
You know,
but I'm gonna tell you something. You know what? Don't threaten me with putting a naked picture out there. I'll send it to you, cabrón.
Yep. All right, people.
No, but you know what? One more thing, Bernardo. I'm gonna say this because he said something in his thing. I don't know if you caught it. He said he sold 143 tickets. That the reason why he canceled was because he wasn't going to take a loss. Why is it always got to be about money? I know a couple promoters that don't care if they break even. You know, they do it because they love the music. They want to let everybody enjoy music.
Here's a comment that Antonio said: Justin Bieber canceled shows last minute, and no one gets a refund for the hotel rooms or any of that.
We're not talking about Justin crackheaded Bieber. We're talking about a Facebook paying, viewing DJ. Okay? So get off it. Next.
Michael.
Listen. I understand what you're saying. Nobody gets a refund. But the thing is that just what you just did. If I come to a show, it gets canceled. Like this, what she was saying earlier. She's flying from California, New York. Maybe she wants to have a good time. That was probably a nice lineup she wanted to see. And when she gets there after spending all this money, I understand you don't get a refund for the flight. You don't get a refund for the hotel room. But guess what you just did? You put a bad taste in her mouth or his mouth. And that person ain't going to want to never come and fly out or want to come to the freestyle event. He might not want to ever go to freestyle. He said, you know what? I lost $500, $600, $700, $800 because I just wanted to go to this one lineup that was so great. and then now it's like, whoa, a lot of people don't understand that this hurts the freestyle community, because even myself, I won't go to a Frankie Cutlass event. I won't go because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. You don't know if you're going to go there and you got people that's going to try to jack him up, beat him up because of his actions of being a bully,
Yeah.
or he's going to cancel the show when you get there. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen.
Can I tell you one little thing? First of all,
Yes, ma'am.
I hate that we're fans, because if it wasn't for people that tuned in because you're paying for your viewers, you wouldn't have a show. That's number one. First of all, the people that give you their grace to watch your lives, you know what you owe them? You owe them to call them your friends. And that's what I do on my show. I don't have fans. I have friends that I genuinely care about.
Yeah. Ma'am, let me, I want to leave the lines open because Frankie's official road manager, his name is Angelo Martinez. He's here. He's signed in. He's signed in. So I want to be able to get him on the line so he can talk to, we got in the other line, we got my boy Michael, and then we got Billy joining us today. So I want to be able to leave the Facebook line open. So Mr. Angelo Martinez, the official Frankie Cutlass road manager. Okay? Thank you so much, ma'am.
I don't give a shit.
Thank you. I'll call you right back. Let me finish, okay? Thank you. Let me leave the lines open. Okay, Angelo, the lines are open. Mr. Angelo Martinez, because a lot of stuff here has been said about your boy. And please call us through my Facebook Messenger. Okay, it's Bernardo WBGFTV. So you can talk in behalf of Frankie, because a lot of stuff, you're Frankie's boy. And I really admire that, and I really respect you for that. So don't call me. No, you call me. Call me, mister. Call us over here, because so that way we can have a nice, healthy conversation here and see if we can bring some, closure. So we can start bringing some closure and start the healing process for our freestyle genre. So Angelo, call us up. Healing process. Billy?
You know what? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to start the healing process here. But to start the healing process, we have to have Frankie, come back out again. And again, he has to humble himself. He can't start the healing process if he hasn't humbled himself. Like right now, listen, I saw a little bit of his show the other day, and what was the thing he had? I don't know what he was doing. It sounded like he was running. I don't know what he was doing, but I heard a little running in the background with the music and stuff. I'm trying to figure out what are you doing? Is that how you start off a conversation? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm running. I was like, what the hell's going on with that? What are you running to, man? I mean, you were running for 2 weeks. But this is what I'm trying to say, that he should have just got on. He should have apologized, And again, I still might turn from time to time and look on there and look at what he's doing. I still, because I won't listen. I'm not going to lose no money by watching him, but I ain't going to a show.
Angelo Martinez, can you? Angelo, can you please call us over here through my Facebook? If you not Angelo, call me up. If not, then all the Frankie Cutlass supporter, I'm gonna leave this line. Please, it's open so you guys can talk. And Frankie's team, man. Frankie's got a lot of supporters, man. Because I know that, because I get a lot of inboxes on a daily basis of people saying, "No, Frankie's a good guy. Frankie's a good guy." So, Mr. Martinez
Frankie might be a good guy to them.
Yeah.
But he heard a lot of good people. I mean, he might, like I said, he's gonna still have support. He's still gonna have a lot of people. And again, the people that are gonna support
he's not
him
support.
are the ones who are not.
One thing is that he doesn't have is right here, right now. I have not heard, not even one caller today supporting him, and this is not a good sign, because usually, people are supporting him, and like Angelo Martinez, I say, this guy took a Facebook bullet for him. He's here right now, and Well,
he I don't blame him, man. He wanted to get on. He wanted to get on his team, and that was a perfect opportunity to jump in there to get on his team, and that's what he did. He accomplished what he wanted. He got on the man's team, but not understanding that it's not 100% winning team, because at this time Frankie Cutlass, his ship is sinking. It ain't all the way sunk, but he has lost a lot of followers, and he's sunk enough where you're jumping on a team that really, there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to want to deal with him. He's still going to listen. I mean, I've seen him posting pictures of Cynthia and this one and that one because he wants people to believe he's still in the game. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. I mean, we would have to ask another artist to come on one day and let us know how they feel about, are they still willing? This is the question. Are these artists still willing to work with Frankie Cutlass after all this drama, knowing that it could cause the artist to lose followers? Because there's going to be a lot of, whoever decides to, as an artist, to still deal with Frankie might lose a lot of followers, and people might not come out to some of the events, and that's going to cause the promoters to not want to book some of these artists if they start losing money because people are not coming out because that artist is still dealing with Frankie Cutlass. That's a whole another avenue that might happen.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? That's we need to find out. We need to find out how the Freestyle family, like especially the blue bloodeds, like the blue bloods of Freestyle, like George Lemon and all these big timers. We want to find out, because they know each other. We want to find out if they still support him or not. I don't know that.
Listen, we need to ask guys like that's been in the game for a lot of years, that's been freestyle legends, been huge pioneers. We need to ask a guy like Sammy Jones. He would know if he's still, and that would be the question for a guy like him, George Lemon, all these big time players. Are you still willing to work with this guy in the freestyle community, knowing that it might possibly damage your reputation?
Yeah, Angelo Martinez. Angelo Martinez, do you know? Because Angelo doesn't want to come on. Doesn't want to come on, and Okay, but I understand, Angelo. I understand. Though we want to congratulate you because we know you got promoted. You got promoted to the official Frankie Cutlass role manager, and that's really cool because you took a Facebook bullet for him. And yeah, I think you're a cool guy, and I would love to have a few Angelo Martinez on my team. Call us up, Angelo. So we want to know. Check your messages for just sent you. No, what we want is people to call, not just the messages. Please call me up through my Facebook Messenger, Bernardo WB GF, and say your opinion about our conversation for tonight right here. Michael?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm still here.
We want to just congratulate Angelo. He did a good job. He stuck his neck out.
He did.
I mean, that takes a lot of guts to do that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of guts, but it also, but to do that on live and do it knowing that you're being recorded, so many viewers are going to hear it. I mean, and we still, like I said, we're happy he got promoted. Yeah. Now he's road manager.
Yeah.
But I hope that him being road manager, he will still have some gigs to go to if Frankie Cutlass doesn't do so well down the line. People still don't book him as he should get booked anymore.
I think he will. Because I think then again, a lot of people say he's very talented. A lot of people say
you're right. He might get booked, and I'm gonna tell you why he's gonna get booked. I just thought about it because at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is we're just gonna give a number. We're just gonna say Frankie was worth $500 as a DJ. We're just gonna say that. If it goes real bad for him, he's gonna have to do. I mean, he knows we're gonna say it. He's gonna have to do free shows without people knowing it to build his reputation back, and that's probably what's going to happen. He's going to go from a guy that, let's say, if he was making 500, they're not even going to want to give him 200. Yep. So he's going to have to basically beg to get on the bill. I mean, he's lucky he's maybe on one now because somebody's like, it's probably too late.
Billy, you that have done like shows and stuff like that, what are you thinking of this Eventbrite situation, which I think is an amazing idea? This safety insurance that if something goes wrong, you as a fan that you can get your money back sooner or later.
So one thing, we can go there, and the safety net is good and everything like that, but whatever happened here, he did poor planning. He thought because he had the view, he's thinking all these people are going to come out. A lot of times that doesn't work like that. Sometimes you have a show and it gets super packed and it's going crazy and people are excited. And then the next time you fill another show, you don't have nobody there but 10 people. This is how the real promoting business works. There's days that you got multiple good shows that keep going on and people are coming out, and then there's days where some people don't come out. You know what I mean? And that's what he found out that day. He had maybe one or two good ones, and then this day came and he's sticking his silver and pumping the same way the other two were, and it was a bad night. Sometimes you don't know these people. When I think I'm just saying, the freestyle fans, a lot of times they'll come out for certain days. Maybe it's Mother's Day, maybe it's Father's Day, so they're going to come out heavy. And then there's other days where they're not. You know, if you plan it wrong and you put it on the day that people don't get money that day, maybe they didn't get their check that day, and it's off on a bad week. There's another show going on across town, and that's what could have hurt him.
Angelo Martinez says, we doing shows, bro. Like we're doing shows. Like, you know, the operation did not stop there. There's more to come. Stay tuned, because Frankie Cutlass is alive and well, and he's doing just fine. And on the contrary, that's what I'm getting out of. Like
I said, he's probably going to do more. We're not saying he's not going to do more shows, but the question is doing shows and getting paid to do the shows, or doing a show because you're going to have to do it for free because you got to build your reputation back up. And that's what I think is going to happen with Frankie Cutlass. I think him and Angelo ain't going to get paid either. He's just going to be the guy walking behind him like his tail. And that's what's going to happen. And he's going to fall behind him because he's going to think that he's going to get fame and fortune by hanging with Frankie Cutlass. If you haven't got fame and fortune by now, it's not going to happen. And this guy's probably going to have to do a lot of free stuff because that's what happened in freestyle. If you go down, you start plunging down because you did a horrible mistake, you're going to have to probably do a lot of free shows. Because I know plenty of artists out here that do a lot of free shows.
Miss Carmen Gonzalez, can you please call me up? Can you call us up over here? Because I can't read all the comments. So, everything goes so fast. So, call us up over here through my Facebook Messenger, Bernardo WBGFTB. That way you can express yourself, because I can't read all the messages. I can't. So I know you said, Bernardo, read my message, but my comment, but I can't. So call me up right here. Let us, I want to hear from you. We want to hear, we want to hear from you. Okay, Michael, Billy.
Yes. I want to hear what Angelo's got to say.
That would be great.
I heard he's got a real good promotion now, and I want to see what he plans to do with his paycheck, if he's getting one.
He'll get one.
I mean, he might get paid. He might get paid. I mean, you never know. Frankie might give him $10 to help him out. I mean, a lot of this guys just don't listen.
Let me tell you,
like Angelo,
let me tell you something. Angela's a real winner. Let me tell you something. If one person is a real winner,
he gained the trust of Frankie Cutlass.
Before Angelo called this particular show and all that baloney happened with Angelo, I don't think he was famous. I don't think he was on anybody's radar. And immediately for taking that Facebook bullet, Frankie said, no, he's my boy now, and he's gonna get paid. I'm gonna make sure that he gets paid. So I think he's a winner. Winners and losers in this, Frankie Cutlass crisis. Angelo Martinez is he's a winner. Yep.
The man's a winner. Let me tell you something. Angelo planned it out the perfect timing. He watched what was going on. He said that he planned it in his mind. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to get a little ghetto on the show. I'm going to show Frankie that this is what I'm about, and hoping that he gets picked up by this guy, because it seemed like Frankie Cutlass really didn't know who this guy was. But out of him doing this, now it's like, maybe I won't bring him into my entourage here, and that's what happened. I mean, he found the perfect thing. He saw something. He said, I'm going to jump in there. I don't think nobody else is going to do what I'm going to do, but I'm going to get in with Frankie Cutlass. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to do that, because you really don't know,
Yep. No,
there's a lot of things that can go wrong with dealing with Frankie Cutlass.
I wish I had two Angelo Martinez on my team. Like, this guy came through swinging, bro. Like, don't touch my Frankie. Bah, 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 bah. Swinging left and right. He swung from the moment he came through to the moment he went out, and he's still swinging. So, man, that's what you do. That's what you do when you're trying to get on a team. That's just like a groupie. You get one of these girls, one of these chicks,
She's just trying to get on with the band and trying to bang the band leader. And so you got to pay your dues, and that's what he did in this case. He jumped on the band.
I'm not in your
that.
Billy. I'm not on your page when it comes to that because you said the word groupie, but you know, groupie is it's like a kiss ass. But this guy, I don't see him as a groupie. I see him as a real.
The only thing I think
Frank is going to do with him,
you see him as a butt sniffer?
No, listen, Angelo's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. The only problem he's going to have is that he can't go out to the buffet with him because Frank is going to eat everything that's there. Frank is not going to allow him to eat. You know what I mean? Even though this guy's skinny, I've seen his profile picture of him. He looks like he weighs like 60 pounds. But that's here it is. I mean, I don't know if he's, well, again, he's not the bodyguard for Frankie Cutlass. He's his, it's his road manager. So thank God he's not the bodyguard. I mean, I wouldn't want him as a bodyguard because the guy looks like he needs to be fed.
Come on, people. Let's respect the man. The man is I got a lot of admiration for him, a lot of respect. But there he goes. Angelo's here. Angelo Martinez here. Oh, okay. Come on, people.
Is he on?
He's on. Hold on a second. Mr. Angelo Martinez, good evening to you, sir. Welcome.
Oh my God. What is wrong with that caller? What did he have for breakfast? He is really mad. I think he needs to go sit down in the bathroom and shit all of those problems out. Because all I hear is hate.
Hey.
Bro, did you get your money back? Like, for real. You caught me on the off day that night. I grew up with Frankie. How the fuck I'm not going to offend my boy?
So you believe that letter? You believe that letter?
Listen, that's all past history. I ain't even to relate that shit.
You believe the letter? Answer the question.
You got 5 minutes. Now you have 4 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Billy?
Like I said, do you believe that letter?
Come on, man.
Billy?
You know that shit? We already stated the facts, man. Whatever's posted now is bullshit. Somebody's photoshopping all of this bullshit to ruin the name. You know what it is already, man. Come on, man. Bernardo, you know more than that, man.
Billy, you want to say something?
This caller here, you're giving him more fame than anything else. He's talking about, I just ran into him. I just joined his group. Come on, we grew up together on the same block, man. Me, Albert Cabrera from the Latin Rascals, Mark Anthony, Frankie Cutlass, K7, all within 5 blocks of each other, man. I'm not new to this. I am true to this. I don't like to brag about nothing, but I was in the business for 3 years because Albert Cabrera from the Latin Rascals is my cousin. So he made me the road manager. And we had a lot of good times. And whoever this caller is, I never even heard of him, to be honest with you. Billy, I just popped on because I saw you was live. You know, Bernardo,
Billy,
got a good thing going on, man. Yeah, but you got to keep it positive, man. All this bullshit right there, you just bringing drama to this business, and I feel where people are coming from because I'm getting inboxes too from people I don't even know. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You got to change that platform, man. It's bananas, man. You ruined it, man, for a lot of people. You catching me on a different night now. You had me at that night because of all the bullshit you was talking. But, you know, you got to, like, people really got to know the facts, man. They can't go by what they see on Facebook. Do your research, man. If you wasn't part of it and you wasn't harmed by it, stay the fuck up out of it.
Yep.
You feel me?
You can't say that because what you're failing to realize is he damaged the freestyle community. When he failed to acknowledge the people and talk to the people the following day when the show had the problem.
Bro, how much you lost, 2 weeks? How much you lost?
He failed the people. He failed the fans. He didn't give him a response for following day. A person who's not guilty of something, you would have came the following day and said, "Hey, this is what's going on," and hold back. But not wait 2 weeks to make up a good story and then have you come later and defend him to the team.
Where you from?
One at a time. Angelo, speak, sir. You were gonna say to Mr. Billy something. Angelo.
I got nothing to say to him, man.
No, you were gonna say something.
He's going by what he's reading. He's not stating any facts. Tune in Monday again. You know, I'm pretty sure something else is gonna be said. But all them haters out there, man, if you ain't had nothing to do with it, stay out of it. Stay out of it. If you didn't get your money, then check your bank, check your EBT cards, or check your prepaid MasterCard or whatever you use to pay for that event.
Angelo, you know, you and Frankie Cutlass team, he's got shows coming up next.
And let me say, state the facts. I'm not his official road manager, okay? I'm not his official road manager. I'm one of his road managers.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good news.
So you're saying state the facts. I want you to state some facts then. State some facts for me. Besides when you guys were growing up. Besides you growing up with him,
has to
state
do
some
with
facts.
Frankie. Okay? I mean, you seem like you know it all. Let's see you talk. You talking. Where you got all this information
You're
from?
telling me you know it. You know the facts.
You
State
probably
it.
photoshopped
State
yourself.
the facts. Stop living in the past.
No, you know what? No, the fact that what he needs to do is explain why does Frankie do this. That's since you want to talk about facts.
Man,
explain to the people in the freestyle community why does Frankie do what he did, and why did he do it to the freestyle community and damage his reputation. He's got one half love and one half to
like the
hate.
old lady said, a friend. Bro, you just like a waste of this time,
let's not
bro.
disrespect
a
the
waste
lady.
of time, man.
Yeah.
Because you keep repeating the same shit over and over again, like you're push and rewind and push and play. You're push and rewind and push and play.
What's the next
Go
date?
on to side B already, man.
What's the next date for Frankie Cutlass? What's the next show? You know the info already? We know info.
Oh, man. That's not for me to say, bro. That's not for me to say. If you want anything to do with Frankie, you hit him up. You call him up, okay? That's none of my business.
He's not going to take our calls. Frankie's not going to take our calls because Frankie one minute wants to be a bully, and then the next time he wants to try to be humble. He wants to be a bully. He wants to get on. He wants to say that he's going to tell these girls because they were bad mouthing him on the chat room that he's going to put their naked pictures out there.
One at a time. One at a time.
What kind of job do you have? I mean, what is your occupation that you are so mad? What are you mad? What did you lose? What did you lose personally?
I'm a lovely guy. He didn't rob me of my money. Had he robbed me of my money, I don't want to saw him. Had he robbed my money, it's just like if you would have robbed me for my money too, I would want to saw you too. Because it ain't that just New York, Philly, Jersey. It's not too far from sometimes. But this is what we're trying to say that. He's not a humble guy. He gets on and bullies people. He gets on the show and
insurance. Okay. He said, if you heard clearly, the next time he's in your town, he's going to treat you to
one at a time. One at a time.
Did he say that or not, Bernardo? That he was going to treat somebody or whoever was at that town to a drink.
He did. Frankie. Right? Yeah, he said, wherever I'm at.
And it's not only Frankie. You heard your boy Zeke, whatever his fucking name is. You know what I'm saying? He took part of the blame too. Like he said, he took half the money. Did you hear him clearly?
Yes, sir.
And he's asking for apologies. Come on, you can't apologize to that dude. Go on to his fan page or whatever page he's on and see the comments people left. That's the dirtbag, bro. And I never even met the dude. And he's the dirtbag. You got to believe what the people say. If you didn't get your money back, then that's on them. They got to do their research. We're not responsible for that anymore. And then to throw up allegations about some shit that happened on the boat. Come on, man, that's all crazy. I'm from New York. If that shit would have happened, it would have been on every news channel. Even Telemundo would have had part of that.
What the assault?
The alleged whatever. The alleged whatever.
Sexual assault. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I believe it. You know why? Because he pushes up on girls. That's what he does. He pushes up on girls.
No, but I'm not saying that.
You got.
I don't like that.
You go ahead and do this. I'm going to put you in the picture.
I don't like that shit. I don't think that happened. No.
Huh?
That's garbage. That's
only because he's going by what he's reading. Fucking dirtbag. So he is a dirtbag. You're one of them culture vultures, freestyle culture vultures that's destroying the culture with all your bullshit, trying to throw names on fucking legends, man. Come on, man. We're trying to pave the way for the new genre, and people like you is putting a roadblock in front of the shit. And you still ain't state your occupation, son.
I love
the roadblock is when he does it.
The roadblock, come on, man. Speak some English or put another quarter in yourself. Because you sound like you're on auto-tune.
Somebody calls him out on it, he becomes a bully.
Because somebody, what you got to do with it, you got to do with it. What you got to do with it. You just all of a sudden use a voice for everybody across the brand.
Let's keep it one at a time, people.
Use a voice, right?
One at a time.
Bernardo, if you want to speak to me, I'm this crap, man.
Somebody that doesn't need
I'll talk to you, but I don't want to speak to her.
That's the problem. He's defending somebody who does not deserve to be defended.
Yeah, okay. Billy, Billy, say something, and then Angelo will respond.
Say your final words, Billy. Billy Badass. Say your final words.
All I'm just trying to say is that he's a guy who does not deserve to be defended by you because of his actions and his dirty mouth and the way he speaks to women.
Come on, man. Everybody has a dirty mouth. You know how this game is.
You can find a
It's
guy
the
that
music
doesn't
business,
deserve that.
bro. This is the music business, man. You know how it goes, man.
Yep.
People get disrespected. People get apologized to all the time.
Yep.
People right their wrongs all the time, and that's what he did by coming back on Live Monday, righting his wrongs.
Yep.
What does
He might
Zeke do?
apologize.
What does Zeke do?
And I know what you're saying. He
What
apologized.
does Zeke do? How you know about Zeke? How he treats his peoples? How he treats his peoples?
He disrespected a whole bunch of females.
Come on, man.
Yeah. One thing that I have to
hold on. That's that old bullshit.
Let me say something,
Bernardo,
Angelo.
He said he's what he said. Hang
Angelo,
up on him.
Angelo,
Hang up on him, Bernardo.
Angelo, let me say one thing. Angelo, let me say one thing.
Hang up on him, Bernardo.
Because I do get a lot of inboxes, and a lot of people are not liking Zeke. I get a lot of inboxes. And Zeke, there's a lot of
He's
people.
a real crook. How the hell are you going to have a show on a boat and then turn it into a hood? And he's like, take it or leave it. Come on, man. That's not even right. And you're talking about the people who lost money? Come on, man.
I talked to Zeke.
And if he knew that he was like that and jerk people like that, why even come back out? That's another culture vulture. There's a reason men like him that we don't even have our music out there like it's supposed to be. Pretty sure there's a whole lot of new hot artists out there that can sing freestyle. But are we hearing from them? No, because it's people like your boy on the phone and your boy Zeke. Okay, because on Monday nights, we playing those songs. We have those artists on live. Okay? And it's not going to stop because it can't stop and it won't stop.
Angelo, anything new for
forever.
Angelo, anything
shows.
Angelo, anything new for this upcoming Monday? Why? Give me like a.
No. You just tune in.
Just tune in.
That's none of my business. That's his business.
But you now
it's
are
none of my business. Hang up on his crab because he's already been said and said what he had to say 20 times. That's the only reason I got on.
Angelo, but now you are like one of his role managers, and you know, I know that that makes you like part of his team. So you know, anything.
But I'm not that way for me to indulge to become people like you, TMZ, and spread gossip and bullshit. Tune in. That's his business. That's his show. He's his own man. That's just my boy. We grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody to defend their peoples. That's like family. You heard?
Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate and I respect him for defending him.
Now he's
not looking
right?
at the whole picture. He's just looking at what he wants to. But the problem with what he's doing, he's looking at it reminiscent from the time of him.
Come on, man. I'm going to call you 50, man, because all you talk is 50% of bullshit.
It's clouding his mind to not look at the bad that he's done because he's only remembering the good that he had from the past with him. So that's what not allowing him
you still state your occupation. What is it, bro?
One at a time.
What does it that you do for money?
One at a time, please.
Tell him to humble himself and stop being a bully out there.
Yeah.
Right now, you're coming on the show and you're making it look like Bernardo's making all kinds of accusations and Bernardo's the bad guy. Let me tell you something.
Bernardo's not a bad guy. Bernardo has views that they do to get views.
This is what he does.
But he just drags the subject. That's all, you know. Just drags the subject.
Angelo,
it's like rekindling a fire.
Angelo, I don't drag the subject. It's just that it's overwhelming the amount of inboxes, you know, of like.
Yeah, listen, you know what's overwhelming? The friend requests that I'm getting. I don't even know these people. Every day I'm deleting 10, 15, 20 people.
You're winning.
I don't know these people. Everybody on my Facebook, I know.
The real winner of the 2019 freestyle is you, my bro. You are winning. You are becoming, you one of the days, you're going to be bigger than Frankie. I'm telling you.
Nah, you kidding me? That's not my genre. You know what I do, Bernardo. You've been on my page. You know what I do.
You're going to be big, bro. I know, and Pearl, and I'm saying, I wish I had a shit. Why can't I have an Angelo Martinez on my team? Shit, you come out swinging for Frankie all day long.
We need like 10, yes. We need like 10 of them. We need 10 of them because that's the guy that you can be 100% wrong and be dirty and treat women like trash. And he'll still come up and he'll be like, that's what he'll do. He'll sit there like, bro, don't fuck with my boy because I'm a 1,001 sheeps to wipe your ass. We need like 10.
More than 1,001 sheeps. You're going to take me out of character because all the bullshit that you're talking. You need to hang up on him right now, Bernardo, because all he's doing is being a vulture.
I want to be able to say
because he keeps bringing up the state of the same shit. We done heard that shit already.
Yeah.
Done heard that shit already on Bernardo's show. Yeah. We heard it on other shows. Come on, man. That's why we're going to be shutting down all of those fake shows. All of those fake shows are going to be shutting down. Trust me. It's good to be working with the Facebook administrators to be shutting down all the fake shows. You see how we don't get started?
I don't like that.
Music,
Angelo, I don't like that part.
Music,
Angelo, I don't like that part.
music.
Angelo, I don't like that part. Why you? Why
Why
is
he don't stop Frankie Cutlass when he bashes all this? He don't sit over there and jump Frankie.
One at a time. I know you have a
We're talking about
all the fake freestyle shows. For the next show,
talking
you
shit.
don't sit there and talk
That's copyright infringement. Get permission.
One at a time, people.
Because it's your friend.
One at a time.
Permission to play those songs. Get permission to play those songs. Get permission.
Listen, Billy White is always right.
Because all you're talking about is bullshit, disrespecting.
One at a time, people.
Come on, man.
Okay,
may I say something? One at a time, people. One at a time. One at a time. We can't. Okay. Why the Angelo, why the dirty
record.
People, calm down. Angelo, why the dirty strategy from the Frankie team to shut down people's pages?
Frankie's team? No, that's me. There's no team, man.
Why
There's no team. But this is me, because when people start talking shit, this is how it comes out.
Man, people are telling me like I'm getting a lot of love from people and a lot of hate, but I'm not gonna go and shut people down.
It's 50-50.
This is a free country. I don't like that strategy.
Your show, you have a great show. You have a great show.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we had all the differences in the beginning, but it's all love, bro. It's all love. You have a great show, a good platform. You know, but sometimes you have guests on here that don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Really?
That's their little 5 minutes. That's like the freak you had on the other day. What was necessary about that? Shit like that I'm talking about. Shit like that get you shut down. She was talking about the type of dirty nasty shit.
I need to wash my car tomorrow.
Yeah, do that. Go wash that little putt-putt. Be out.
All right, people. I think we said enough for today. Okay.
Shave your fucking chest or something, bro, because acting like a little girl. Like one of the kids in daycare or something, man. Freestyle daycare. That's what it is.
Little rugrat.
He hung up, right?
Billy White, say it again. Billy White is always right. Billy White is always right. That's why they call me Billy White.
Angelo, let Billy say something. Let him say something.
Yeah, say something, Billy Badass. Go ahead, man. Final words.
I just want to just say, you know what? Angelo, you're a great guy. I mean, you stood up for this man, and you knew that he's 100% wrong, and you stood up for him, so we give you a lot of respect for that.
Yes, a lot of respect.
And that's straight from the heart.
Same, man. So how many times you gonna repeat yourself, bro? Come on, man. That shit was already under a Snapple cap, man. Go buy yourself a bottle. It's probably under there, too. He already right his wrongs. Ain't nothing else. That's it. It's over. We're doing shows. Shit is going to be going on. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to make bread and make people happy and make freestyle #1 where it's supposed to be, back on the radio with all these new artists. We're going to be breaking new records. Shit's going to be happening. Trust me. Look out for it.
Angelo, let me ask you a question, bro. Because
it's going to be bigger than Facebook. Trust me.
Mr.
It's going to be the new rock nation of freestyle. Trust me.
May I ask you a question, sir? One question that I got a lot, like a few messages on my inbox. People say that Frankie is thinking of a future political career in his neighborhood.
Man. If you're hearing it from him, bro, it's all bullshit, okay? You know what I'm saying? Again, if you don't follow the people leaving in your comment books, they probably don't even know him.
Okay. So people say, no, this is just a promotion. This is a promotional tool so he can get his foot inside the door and like in the politics for his community.
That, man. He's living okay. He's living okay, man. Everybody's living well,
Frankie does not want to be like a mayor of a city or like any of that shit.
Mayor of a city?
That's what people are calling in my inbox and saying, that Frankie wants a political career. Yes or no?
Yeah, that's what people saying, right? That's what people saying. Is he saying that? No. Did you hear him say that?
No,
No.
sir. No, sir.
Keep going by what people saying. You know, there's a lot of things people in my inbox are saying about you, but I ain't gonna expose that.
No,
You know,
Mr.
because that's not in my business.
No,
It's not. And I push delete on that.
No,
I push delete on that.
Angelo. You say this now. You say, give me one example of messages on your inbox about me.
Just a bunch of bullshit platforms sometimes. Just how you run your mouth on nonsense. You know, you gotta switch it up, make it interesting, man. That's what encourages me to want to do a show.
That's one. Okay, keep on. I want to be able to hear, because the idea is that how can I?
Listen, man, I'm not about gossiping or about telling everybody else's business, man. You know how this goes. You get them, everybody gets them.
Angelo, help me make
you
this
have a
better.
good night, all right? You have a good night.
Thank you,
I'm out of
Angelo.
here.
Thank you, Angelo, for coming around. Thank you, sir.
Peace.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good night, you little bitch ass.